My name is Sheila. I'm 64. I work as a passenger agent for Calgary Transit Access. I have one son who's almost 36, and he's married. We actually live together out in Langdon. We bought a house together. I have a mother-in-law suite in the basement. So 17 years ago, I tried to kill myself, and I started having ideations again just over a year ago. And so I was just really down, really isolating myself, not talking, really irritable, like I was irritable with our customers, not having the patience that I did. So I actually went on stress leave for 2.5, 3 months when things went down, so I could actually commit to myself and get it turned around and not try and work full time. And I think I just searched sliding scale counseling, and Calgary Counselling came up. Is what my memory tells me, since that's like a year ago. Yeah, so being able to do things online was great, instead of trying to arrange times and transport and all the rest of it. When financial things start getting tough, that's when things go downhill for me. And I promised myself 17 years ago that I wouldn't spiral that low again. And it was a financial crud then too. Yeah, I should have just talked to my son, which is what I did afterwards. Besides coming here, I also went to credit counseling. So I'm in a much better place financially. At least at this point in time, and I hope it stays this way, is that I'm more willing to share with people and be open, that blocking myself off didn't work 17 years ago, and it didn't work a year ago either. Trying to sweep everything under the rug, as they say, just means eventually the avalanche comes back at you. Well, with the group, I guess, knowing that it wasn't just me, I kind of knew that anyhow, but being able to hear it when we were discussing different things and other people putting in their input of like, oh yeah, that, or similar things that happened to me, or some of the sessions, which some of them said they liked better, we like brainstormed about, we would talk about what was a good and not so good thing that happened during our previous week, and then we would brainstorm together on how we might have handled what had happened, or other things if we'd had similar things that had been a negative part of another member's week. And so yeah, it was great to be able to share things and hear other ideas, like, oh yeah, I never thought of that kind of. My son and I, we get along well, we're close. Well, we bought a house together, so we better get along. Yeah. We'd be at each other's throats all the time, but yeah, so he's good. I just needed to open up to him. And something else I did in that time period too was I reached out to friends and cousins, and both my mother and my brother have died in recent years, and they used to be my go-to to talk to and bounce things off of, and neither one of them were around anymore for me to talk to. So I put out an email to, like I said, friends and cousins that I thought might be willing to have regular calls with me. So I have regular Zoom calls on Thursday with one friend, and phone call with a cousin on Sunday, and another friend on Friday. So that's to say, grief, if you're grieving somebody, that means you love them, and probably they loved you. And so love just doesn't shut off just because their physical body isn't here anymore. People, if they really don't want to help you, then they'll say they don't have the time, or they don't feel that they can do it. But in most cases, people do want to help and do want to listen, but we don't want to, quote unquote, burden them. But they'd rather have a talk with you every once in a while and know that things are okay, than to suddenly find out that things have spiraled, and you've done things that you shouldn't do, or whatever. Like, they'd much rather be there for you.